Howdy, my name is Zach Rodriguez, and today I'm going to be talking about modern-day slavery, specifically in the United States. Do you agree with the textbooks that African American slavery was wrong in the United States? How about slavery in the Middle East? I'll tell you a story. A girl named Brittany was approached by a man in the mall in her hometown in the United States. He asked her if she was looking for a job and gave her a business card to call him for a local restaurant that he owned, or at least that he said he owned. She called him the next day. The man confirmed that he was looking for a waitress to start at that job immediately. She asked to meet him at the restaurant, but he insisted that they meet at the mall. So she meets him at the mall, and he takes her to the hotel room. Instead of taking her to the restaurant, holds a gun to her head and tells her that she's not going to be a waitress, she's going to be a prostitute. At this point, he gave her vodka, and at gunpoint, he made her drink the vodka and take blue pills that disoriented her. This happens often. Now, she was there for 3 days in the hotel room, and she had sex with at least 60 men. It wasn't until she escaped on the third day where she saw the first car, called the police, and was directed to an organization I'll talk about later called the Polaris Project. Unfortunately, this is the sad truth that happens all too often. There's a need in our country. There's a need in our country for justice and relief for these victims. The Department of Justice has identified Houston as one of the 20 human trafficking hubs and jurisdictions in the country, meaning that these women could be your neighbors, friends of your kids, or even your kids. Prostitution occurs a lot with runaway children, just so you know. Your kids are in jeopardy. A high immigrant labor force, its proximity to Mexico, make Houston a hot spot in the United States for human trafficking. The average age of entry into prostitution in the United States is 13 to 14 years old. In the sex trafficking industry, it makes $9.5 billion in the United States a year, the fastest growing industry in the world, and $32 billion worldwide. I just wanted to show you this pictogram of arrows from China, Russia, India, Thailand, and they all go to Houston. These are all the slaves for sex trafficking coming to America. Let's see, my next point, it is thought that the sex trafficking industry can soon overtake the drug industry. It isn't just girls or victims that are victims of sex trafficking. 1 in 10 guys are sexually exploited in the United States. This came from the ICE Operation Predator human trafficking article. ICE is a branch of the Homeland Security. This picture says fact, victims of sex trafficking can be girls or boys, women or men. The issue transcends the United States of America. It is estimated that 27 million people are held in sex or labor slavery. This came from the 821 campaign, The Facts. This is 27 million across the world, which stands for how many slaves there are thought to be in the world, between 20 and 30 million. This is a picture of what do you see when you look at your fellow man. A price tag on this girl's ear, and under here it reads, some people see a profit. There are more people being bought and sold at this moment than the entire 300-year history of the Atlantic slave trade. That blows my mind. I want to convey to you that there are more slaves in the world today than at any other point in human history. With an estimated 27 million in bondage across the globe, men, women, and children are being exploited for manual and sexual labor against their will. You can do something about it. Fortunately, awareness is rising thanks to courageous individuals spearheading incredible organizations. These organizations are partnered in some way with local, state, and federal governments in America and abroad. These organizations need money, they need resources to fulfill their purpose. Their purpose is to fight against human trafficking and help individuals and communities understand and respond to human trafficking. This came from the Polaris Project Missions and Values website. Furthermore, many organizations have a 3 to 4 step process they embrace and they hold true to. I've heard many of these organizations myself, and it pumps me up hearing them talk about it. They have a first step is rescue. They rescue these girls and relieve them of the bondage they were in. Secondly, they give justice to the pimps and to the rings and find down through the money tracks and through the gang bureaucracy, they get to the bottom of it. Thirdly, they transform the victims' lives back into a normal life from their life of persecution and prosecution. This came from IJM, International Justice Mission. Boys, girls, men, and women can be saved and changed forever if you will donate money and your energy and awareness to this cause. If awareness is not spread and money is not given, 300,000 kids will continue to be at risk of prostitution. This came from the U.S. Department of Justice. The average sex trafficking victim may be forced to have sex from 20 to 48 times in one day. By giving your money, you can be a part of removing this from reality. This came from the Covering House, The Facts. Listen, guys, the public is limited in the way it can help, but we are limitless in the effects we can have. There are numerous government task forces and nonprofit organizations purposed to end worldwide sex trafficking. Please donate money, please donate time, please use your awareness and the influence you have to help end modern day slavery. You can also visit enditmovement.com for more information. Here is a list of organizations that I believe in that can help stop modern day slavery. Made in a Free World, Polaris Project, 821 Campaign, International Justice Mission, Free the Slaves, Love 146, and Not for Sale. These are all incredible organizations that are fighting to end human trafficking and put people behind bars who deserve it. Thank you very much.